You are listening to TechVibe Radio. It's coming at you from the Huntington Bank Studios. TechVibe Radio is your front row seat to Pittsburgh's fast-moving technology ecosystem. TechVibe is brought to you by the generous support of Blink at 321blink.com, Chorus Call at choruscall.com, C-Leveled at c-leveled.com, Compunetics at compunetics.com, Huntington Bank at huntington.com, My Benefit Advisor at ptc.mybenefitadvisor.com, and PNC Bank at pnc.com. Here are your hosts, the Pittsburgh Technology Council's Audrey Russo and Jonathan Kirsting. It's an early Sunday morning, and it's time for some TechVibe Radio. This is Jonathan Kirsting.
And this is Audrey Russo.
And Audrey, I'm very excited because today we are going to be talking about tech apprenticeships, something that is so new to Pittsburgh that the Tech Council and our sister organization 40 by 80 have been a part of. And actually it's spreading. There are other companies that are now starting to do this, like Schell Games, which we'll be talking about a little bit later. But we've got to kick this off and talk about our ApprentiPGH, Apprenti Pittsburgh program. Very excited about this program. To see this from a kernel of ideas back early in the pandemic, Audrey, to the first cohort of apprentices graduating and really engaging into their apprenticeships, it's been a crazy journey. It's been so much fun for me to watch from the outside. I've not been a part of all the hard work on the inside, like our Terrell Irwin here, who's going to be talking to us in a second. So I'm just in awe with what's happened so far. And even more so, I'm just so excited about what this means for the future, really, of Pittsburgh and just the region in general, as we connect so many more people to awesome tech opportunities. So Terrell, thanks for hanging out with us today.
So before we jump into Terrell, I just want to give our tagline. We don't talk, we do.
I love it.
Terrell, it's a thrill to have you here. So we have Terrell Irwin on our team, who's leading the outreach efforts as well as the relationships with the potential employees and employers. So Terrell, where do you want to start? What do you want to make sure that everyone really knows about as they're listening?
What do I really want everyone to know? That some people call it too good to be true, but we call it ApprentiPGH. That's what I want everyone to know. For sure. I don't know how many times in conversations that I've heard that this has to be too good to be true. And I have to explain, if I wasn't doing it myself, then I would think it would be too good to be true as well. It's just an amazing opportunity, and I'd love to talk more.
All right, so let's peel it back. Tell us, what it is and how to get involved.
What it is and how to get involved. So from a high level, we're a state and federally registered apprenticeship program backed by the Department of Labor that uses the trade method of apprenticeship, but is customized in this sense to fit tech roles. So that's just, a small way to say that. And the tech roles are roles like, software analyst, cybersecurity analyst, IT business analyst, and more. So we have about 15 other roles that it could possibly, cater to, but we're really focused on those first 4 roles at this point. And it all starts with an employer, an employer that understands how tough it is to get quality talent and is willing to step out of the traditional method of hiring and step into a proven model that works. And in this case, it's apprenticeship, And at that point,
if I'm an individual listening to this and I'm saying, oh, I might be interested in this, tell me what I have to go through.
So what do you have to go through? Well, you have to first start with our assessment. And there's 2 points of view to look at it, from an employer standpoint and then from a candidate standpoint. And from a candidate standpoint, it all starts with the assessment. Our assessment is 10th grade level math, reading comprehension, and soft skills. And all you have to do is get an 80% or above. And before you take the assessment, know that there is information that you can do a pre-test. So just in case that you may have test anxiety or something of that nature, we live in a world of Google and YouTube, to where you can search up, anything that you need to know about the assessment before you go ahead and take the assessment. We're completely unbiased with the assessment. which means if someone gets, an 89 and you only get an 80, if you take the test first, we don't choose the 89 above you. So we want to make sure that it's because of how urgent you take the assessment.
Okay, so what about employers?
Yeah.
So with employers, it starts with the understanding that it's hard to find candidates, and the traditional method of hiring isn't really working to its full benefits right now. And what we need to do is step out of that traditional sense and try something that has been proven to work, which is apprenticeship. And so we step in and we'll let them know exactly the way that our program works. And the way that it works is we source and we vet the candidates through our phone screening and through our staff interviews, because we want to make sure that we are extremely intentional about everything that we do. And we want to make sure that not only is the company getting quality candidates, but that the candidate is finding out whether or not they have the grit or the aptitude to make it through our program.
And we want a tough program, man. This is not this is an intense 15-week training that they're going to be going through. Like their whole life's going to be based around this training.
Right, exactly. And that's why we have so much attention to detail. And from Apprenti National, we've been commended with our attention to detail here in Pittsburgh. One thing that we do here is with that, 14, 15-week boot camp, we make sure that from a 40 by 80 standpoint, through our state and foundational monies, that we foot the bill for entry into the boot camp, which, that helps out tremendously from not only a candidate perspective, but most employers that are trying to upscale their workforce, they have to pay that $14,000, and who wants to do that? But we, through those foundational money and state foundation money, we are able to help foot that bill.
Very exciting.
So where do people need to live in Pittsburgh?
So they do not need to live in Pittsburgh, but we would like them to be in the at least surrounding areas and or willing to move into the area. That way we're trying to upscale the economic values and the things of those natures for Pittsburgh. We really want to scale Pittsburgh and let those people know that, hey, we're here to stay. This isn't just a year and gone program, but we're here to stay, and we want to help develop the workforce here in Pittsburgh.
So tell us about the first cohort.
Go on.
Yeah. So tell us about the first cohort that graduated. It was so exciting to see the first group of people go through the boot camps over that 15-week period and then be hanging out with their new employers who are going to then take them to the next level. And I mean, we're working with companies like CGI and SDLC partners and with GiftJet, which, I mean, these are some top tech companies here in Pittsburgh.
So it was amazing. Some of the stories just were tearjerkers. I had to fight back some tears myself physically. I just had to hold them back with my hands. But I couldn't have asked for a better group of candidates to go to these companies. And the companies are extremely excited and happy to have those candidates. I've been in conversations with the candidates starting day one, even before the boot camps, reaching out to them, talking to them to see, hey, are you ready? Do you need anything, questions, comments, concerns? How can I help you? And how can we help you as a team? And then for them to go through the boot camp, some of our students, our candidates or apprentices did so well in the boot camps. They were helping non-apprentice students to make it through the boot camp as well. Wow. So we had some top tier candidates come through our program, and they are doing extremely well on the job right now.
Well, we're excited. So where can people go? What's the best link? What's the best way? So we only have a few minutes left. What's the best way for them to reach you?
So the best way that you can reach me is at Irwin, IRWIN at 40x80.org. That's my email, or that you can just go to our website. And then from a candidate perspective, if you want to apply, you have to go to www.ApprentiCareers.org and just click apply.
It's just that simple. And
It's just that simple.
really encourage everyone to check it out and apply. And also employers out there, I think that's probably one of our biggest needs right now is to get more employers engaged. It is a great way to augment your staff and build your staff, and also a way to bring the next generation of tech forward here to folks that maybe wouldn't be able to get on this awesome ride that is Pittsburgh's tech sector. That's why I know, Audrey, you're so excited about the Tech Council and 40 by 80 bringing this thing to life. I know this has been not an easy lift whatsoever, but to see this thing starting to rise and having the hard work of guys like Terrell here with us, it's just such an honor to be a part of this. And it's so much fun to be able to talk about this. And Audrey, on our next segment, we're going to be talking to Jesse Schell. I had a great interview with him. He is the founder of Schell Games, which is the state's largest gaming company. And he's working with CCAC, the Community College of Allegheny County, on a apprenticeship program, very similar to Apprenti, where he's taking 2 students and for 3 years running them through as an apprentice as to become a gaming programmer. So very exciting stuff. We'll be right back after this quick break with my interview with Jesse Schell. And Terrell Irwin, thank you so much for stopping by. Once again, if you go to 40x80.org, you can link into everything Apprenti on that site. This is Jonathan Kirsting.
And this is Audrey Russo.
And we are from the Pittsburgh Technology Council, where we just enjoy ourselves a little too much, helping our region's tech companies succeed. Simple as that. Go to pghtech.org. We'll be right back after this quick break. The labor market is increasingly competitive. The best and brightest employees no longer just want top-notch compensation and benefits. Your teams need a continuous people improvement platform that ensures your talent chooses to stay and grow your company. Visit www.work.software to learn more.
For more than a decade, Blink has been producing unique creative services and solutions that tell a story, move hearts, and drive decision-making that advances business objectives, your business objectives. We adopt a company-wide policy of candor, transparency, and a good old-fashioned work ethic in the pursuit of building long-lasting relationships with our clients and our partners. From video and design to strategy and digital marketing, Blink is here to creatively advance your business. Visit us at 321blink.com.
All of the cool kids are listening to TechVibe Radio, and so are you. TechVibe Radio is coming at you from the Huntington Bank Studios and is made possible by the generous support of our sponsors, Blink, Chorus Call, C-Leveled, Compunetics, Huntington Bank, My Benefit Advisor, and PNC Bank. Here are your hosts from Pittsburgh Technology Council's Audrey Russo and Jonathan Kirsting. Welcome back. As promised, we have more TechVibe Radio detailing tech apprenticeships. Audrey, I'm just so happy about our apprenticeship program, ApprentiPGH. Seeing this thing grow has been fantastic.
It is. It's amazing. I mean, there just isn't enough time. I think we need to dedicate a whole show and even get maybe some of the apprenticeships.
That would be cool.
Apprentices.
Yes.
On the program, not apprenticeships, but on the program, people who are actually working in tech and took a non-traditional way to get there. So really, it's a little glimpse into our program, but I'm pretty psyched about it.
Most definitely. So I was really excited when I heard that Schell Games is starting its own apprenticeship program.
Great.
And this is just through their own, like, I want to do good. I want to find new talent. I want to build the region up. And so I got to talk to Jesse Schell just a couple of weeks ago about this new program, and he's starting small, but he has every intention to grow this thing, Audrey. So he's taking 2 students from the Community College of Allegheny County and bringing them on as apprentices, he's paying for their schooling, and of course also paying them a salary as well as they work at Schell Games. And that's all. This is in the gaming industry, Audrey. I'm like, I want to do that.
Well, we can let you do that. Take some of your paid time off and get trained.
Well, then how am I going to do the rest of my job? I don't know if I can balance both things out, but maybe I'll think about it. Maybe I'll try. But let's give this a listen. I'm going to play like a little excerpt of my conversation with Jesse. And if you're listening to this and you just can't get enough, just go to pghtech.org, go under the one mic stand, and it's right there, the full interview with Jesse Schell about this really cool apprenticeship that's spinning up. So maybe more companies will follow his lead, and we'll have ApprentiPGH, Schell Games, and many others that will be taking folks and putting them full bore into tech careers. Let's give it a listen. And today we're going to be talking to Schell Games about their new Schell Games apprenticeship program. and they're working with CCAC to make this thing happen. This is just a cool combination that I am so excited to learn more about. And we have the one and only Jesse Schell hanging out with us, who is no stranger to TechVibe Radio. He's always got something cool cooking up his sleeves, and this might be the coolest thing yet, Jesse, I must say. And joining us also is Rebecca DuPont. She is the department head of computer information technologies at the Community College of Allegheny County. But so let's just jump into this thing. So I got this press release announcing the formation of the Schell Games Apprenticeship Program. And so the idea is you're going to be taking students, giving them apprenticeships where they're going to be over the course of a few years, of 3 years, basically going through Schell Games, working at Schell Games as an apprentice, learning the skills while also going to CCAC. Can you kind of give me like the basics, the nuts and the bolts as to how this program is going to work?
Sure, I can jump in with that. So the whole idea is you apply to the CCAC Multimedia Programming, Simulation, and Gaming program. If you apply to that and you get into that, you can also apply for the Schell Games internship and apprenticeship, the Schell Games apprenticeship.
Yeah.
And the way it'll work is if you get into that, the concept would be, as Rebecca was talking about, they support remote classwork. Instead of doing your remote classwork from home, the idea would be you'd be working in the Schell Games offices, and you would be doing your classwork roughly 20 hours a week, and then roughly 20 hours a week you're doing work for Schell Games at the studio. So you're doing a mix of doing schoolwork and real industry work at the same time. And
you're getting paid, right?
Right. You'd be getting paid for your 20 hours a week. And also, of course, the apprenticeship completely covers your tuition to CCAC. So a big part of the dream is that you would get, at the end of 3 years, you have 3 years experience, you have a degree, and you have no student loans at the end of that period.
See, that's what blows my mind. Poof, is being able to bring access of something like that to students out there, and being able to gain these skills and then roll out, and you don't have student debt, and you have a skill set that's going to really write you a ticket to wherever you want to go. And hopefully they stay at Schell Games and help you guys, continue to make the most kick butt video games and experiences out there.
Oh yeah, that would be great for people to stay, but hey, this is kind of a new program, and if there's other things people want to move on to, they certainly have every opportunity to do that.
Very much. So Rebecca, tell me about how excited CCAC is to be part of this program, because this has got to be a very differentiating fact for your school and your college, because I mean, this is something where I think you're going to attract a lot of attention.
Yes, actually, we already are attracting a lot of attention. It was actually kind of almost like a hidden secret in a way, whereby I'd invite people in from the industry to see the innovation lab and talk about what we do. And I have advisory board meetings, and folks actually weren't aware that we were doing this at CCAC. What do you mean you're working with, Unity and Unreal, and you're making all of these games and designing? And so it was a really big surprise, I think. So, but we are absolutely over the moon. We're excited. I mean, we're always looking for that cost-effective approach, but also too, to me, from a community college standpoint, I think it's really important to provide that opportunity, to everybody, because, we do serve, Allegheny County and the surrounding counties. So that's definitely, a big thing for us here.
Absolutely. I mean, I've always thought that community colleges are really the secret sauce to providing the workforce of tomorrow. Not everybody can go to a university, don't necessarily need to go to a university. The fact that you can go to a CCAC and over the course of 3 years, pick up skills that are just so high in demand, I think it's just really incredible. So you're creating this accessibility for a new generation of workers to come in that maybe wouldn't have had access to these opportunities.
And I think that's where things are starting to really shake up too, especially not just video games in general, but also in all of tech right now, is we're all moving at the speed of light, being able to keep up. I mean, by the time I got, my 4-year degree, it was already like, I was practically out of date. I was starting all over again. So, and I think, that's something good here as far as, being able to do 2 to 3 years and getting that, apprenticeship experience on top of that you can just hit the ground running the moment you're done.
Most definitely. And so Jesse, from your perspective, I mean, you're one of the pillars of Pittsburgh's tech community and innovation community. And it really gets me fired up to see somebody giving back like this, because this is something where, you're kind of footing the bill on this. This is something that you don't have to do. I mean, you could continue to try to fight for talent and get your folks in there and do what you got to do, but you're taking some extra steps to make sure that you're really connecting in to Pittsburgh and the surrounding area to give people opportunities. And I really like that.
Well, sure. I mean, and it's partly we are eager to kind of help out the local community that way. But a big part of it for me is I've always believed that students at the high school level are much more capable than people realize.
Way too much fun. I love it. I love it. I love it. I'm all charged up, Audrey. If I were 25 years, no, if I were 35 years younger.
It has nothing to do with age.
I think I would have gone into tech.
But it has nothing to do with age.
That's true. But I feel like I missed the boat on it to a certain degree.
I don't think so.
I'll be on the sidelines cheering it on and talking about it and telling the stories, but I don't know. I think my days of a programmer had probably passed me up when I gave up basic programming when I was 15 years old, but that's okay.
I don't think so. But let's, appreciate the fact that you probably could learn this a lot quicker now.
That's true. Absolutely. I bet you program's gotten a little bit easier since it was back in the mid 80s.
Well, it's different.
It's way different.
I would say it's
for
different.
Sure. It's super cool. Audrey, always fun hanging out with you. I love telling these stories with you. We just have the most awesome ecosystem here in Pittsburgh. And for us to tell little stories of it every Sunday morning makes me want to wake up early as often as I can. This has been Jonathan Kirsting.
And this is Audrey Russo.
We're from the Pittsburgh Technology Council. Go to pghtech.org and have yourself an awesome rest of your Sunday, everybody. TechVibe Radio is coming at you from the Huntington Bank Studios and is made possible by the generous support of our sponsors, Link, Chorus Call, C-Leveled, Compunetics, Huntington Bank, My Benefit Advisor, and PNC Bank.